Next video is on sex. Now, the reason why I'm doing all these videos is because of a listening conference I had last Saturday. And my last workshop was on this topic. Exploring inclusive sex education in schools. So when I went to this workshop, I thought that I'd be okay. I didn't know that it was going to be uncomfortable and triggering to me. But then when they were talking about the bad sex that I hate, all sex, that's when I had to leave the room. And that was self-care right there. And I'm going to talk about that in the season finale of this educational videos. But anyway, so on sex. Now, there's different kinds, okay? Now, first thing I'm going to mention is that when you're in school, elementary school, middle school, and high school, and you have health class, what do you learn in health class? I can tell you what I learned in my health class. In elementary school, yeah, we talked about the human body a lot. It was kind of like about sex, but it was basically on puberty and how our body's going to change. When the girls is in one room, the boys is in another room. Fine, okay, that I accept because we need to learn about puberty. In middle school, we pretty much focus more on healthy foods than anything, and about the human body and how to take care of it than sex. And then freshman year and sophomore year, freshman year, I think that's the only year I had health class. Once again, all they talked about was healthy fruits and vegetables, and how to take care of our bodies instead of sex. And I think that's one. That's stuck with me. Like I didn't really have an actual sex education. I learned more about sex from one, watching soap operas, and two, when I was in a relationship with Charles in 8th grade. That's when I get to know more about sex. And that's kind of a way that you're not supposed to learn. You're supposed to learn in more of a safe environment, so you will prepare yourself in case someone is going to pressure you into doing something you don't want to do. And you can say no, because you know in the back of your head that this is wrong, and you don't feel comfortable in doing that right now. That's my big thing on sex education. I think with sex education in schools, it can be a dangerous thing, because I mean, if like with me, you could get raped or do something that you don't understand on doing without condoms or birth controls, because you don't even know anything about that. I mean, I never even heard of a condom until freshman year. That's when I heard about condoms, and that's scary to think about. But yeah, and I heard that in some schools, like all schools in general, that if they do talk about sex, they only talk about the hetero sex. They never talk about homo sex, and that's not right. Because in my opinion, if you're gonna know what's gonna happen between a guy and a girl, like getting STDs, STIs, or getting a girl pregnant, then what about two guys that's having sex, or two lesbians that's having sex? What happened to them? What do they need to protect themselves from STDs and STIs? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, that's one. And that kind of education we all need, whether we're straight or we're in the LGBTQ community. And I believe that if we actually do have the curriculum correctly of sex education, it could help us to understand what is going on in our bodies than just talk about puberty 1 year. You know what I mean? You can know more about the vagina, more about the penis, and how they work. Like, for instance, if you put the penis inside the vagina, you could get pregnant from that. And that could fertilize the egg, and that go into the uterus. And that's an ectopic pregnancy. Then it would go into the fallopian tubes. And that's a high-risk pregnancy. That kind of stuff we need to learn. In my opinion, sex is equal between two people who love each other. And we need to let people know that you cannot just go around and having sex and experimenting. If you really love that person, go for it. And you feel like you're ready, yeah. But don't have sex because you want to experiment. That, I think, need to get through their heads too. And of course, they need to know about safe sex, especially. But like the condoms they can have, like there's different kinds. The condoms just for the normal intercourse, and the condoms for sucking the guy's dick. Whoa. There's condoms like that, and then there's also female condoms too. You didn't know about that, didn't you? I learned that at YouthNet, and that was like in 10th grade. Yeah. But I know that because what happened with me and Charles, it's all because of that school system. So, yeah, that's a lot of stuff I have mentioned about sex and all the stuff that we need in schools. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll bring this to the school board's attention. I know when I'm a teacher, I'm going to teach all this stuff to my students. So, see you in my next video. Bye now.